Hi teacher, I have learned how to create vertical and horizontal graphs. But actually, I don't understand why we have to learn about graphs.
Well, Turbo Girl, graph is very important to us. It gives us the information in a clearer way. Once we look at it, we can easily find out most of the information we need. In today's lesson, we are going to read information from a given picture graph. Are you ready, Turbo Girl?
Yes teacher, let's go.
Now I'm going to test you whether you know how to read a graph without a scale.
I am sure I can.
That's good. I've created a picture graph here without a scale. Study it carefully for a while. This graph shows 12 pupils' favorite subjects. Are you ready?
Yes I am.
Based on the graph, can you tell me which is the most favorite subject among the pupils?
It is mother tongue as it has the most number of pupils.
Right. Try another question. Which two subjects have the same number of pupils who like them?
Looking at this graph, mathematics and science have the same number of pupils. So, the answer to your question is mathematics and science. Am I right?
Yes, last question. Which subject do the pupils like more than science, less than mother tongue?
It is English. There is one more pupil in that column than in sciences. It also has two less pupils than mother tongue. Thus, the answer is English.
So you see, Turbo Girl, a picture graph shows us information clearly and is easy to read and understand.
Indeed it does.
You have shown that you can read a picture graph without a scale. This time, I will give you something harder.
Okay, teacher. I am willing to try.
This graph shows the number of bags of sweets a shopkeeper sold on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. From the graph, can you tell me on which day did the shopkeeper sell the most number of bags of sweets?
It was on Wednesday as there are the most number of circles in that row.
How many bags were sold on that day?
There are 4 circles in Wednesday's row. Each circle stands for 6 bags of sweets. 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals to 24. Thus, 24 bags of sweets were sold on Wednesday.
Well done! How many bags of sweets were sold on Monday?
There are 3 circles in Monday row. 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is equals to 18. 18 bags of sweets were sold on Monday.
On which day did the shopkeeper sell 12 bags of sweets?
There are 2 circles in Tuesday's row. 1 circle stands for 6 bags. Therefore, 2 circles stands for 12 bags. Thus, the answer is Tuesday.
Last question for you. How many more bags of sweets were sold on Wednesday than on Tuesday?
24 bags of sweets were sold on Wednesday and 12 bags of sweets were sold on Tuesday. 24 minus 12 equals 12. 12 more bags of sweets were sold on Wednesday than on Tuesday.
Very good, Turbo Girl. You did addition to find the number of bags of sweets sold on Wednesday in the previous example.
Yes, since there are 4 circles and each of them stands for 6 bags of sweets, I add the number 6 up 4 times. That is how I got the final answer 24.
What if you done is correct? But I have an easier way for you to get the same answer 24.
Really? Please tell me how.
We can multiply 4 by 6 to get 24. 4 multiplied by 6 is the same as adding 6 4 times.
Right, how silly of me not to think of it earlier.
Now that you know, try this question using multiplication.
Okay,
Study this picture graph on the number of animals in the zoo. Tell me how many tigers are there in the zoo?
from the scale, I know that each circle stands for 5 animals, and there are 4 circles for tigers. That means I must take 4 times 5 to get 20. There are 20 tigers in the zoo.
Good. Next, find the total number of apes and giraffes in the zoo.
There is 1 circle for apes, 2 circles that are for giraffes. Altogether, there are 3 circles for both animals. I multiply 3 by 5 to get 15 animals.
So far so good. Last question for you. Find the total number of animals in the zoo.
I add up all the circles on the graph. 3 plus 4 plus 1 plus 2 equals 10. There are 10 circles altogether. Finally, I multiply 10 by 5 to get 50. There are 50 animals altogether in the zoo.
Very good, Turbo Girl. Turbo Girl, you have learned a lot more about picture graphs today.
Yes, in this lesson, I learned how to read data from a given graph and answer questions related to it. For example, this picture graph shows that mother tongue is the most popular subject among pupils, while this other picture graph tells us that 12 more bags of sweets were sold on Wednesday than on Tuesday. I also can use multiplication and the scale to get the answers I want to find. For example, one circle stands for 5 animals, and there are 4 circles for tigers. So, I have to multiply 5 by 4 to get 20 tigers.
Very good, Turbo Girl. Goodbye for now. See you at the next lesson.